up the volume, pump up the volume, pump up the volume, dance, dance.
Hey, just checking in. I'm just doing a little check-in episode of Laser Show. Episode 23 of Laser Show. Just a little check-in. This is the Michael Jordan episode, 23. I won't be talking about... I could. Actually, I could. I could talk about a little bit of Michael Jordan. I have nothing really to talk about here. Yeah, but I just felt like checking in, man. I'm just hanging in my apartment tonight. I'm just chilling in my apartment tonight. It's Greg's birthday tomorrow. Gonna go do that. So I'm just gonna just do a little check-in. I don't have anything to report with any shows, except for the fact that a bunch of shows got canceled. A bunch of shows got canceled. Right now, I was supposed to be getting back into town right now. Friday night. After like 2 weeks of shows. And then 2 whole weeks of shows got canceled. Or I had to cancel them. So I'm really sorry if you were going to come to any of those shows. It seemed like just about none of you were. Just by the way the ticket sales looked and were reported to me, it seems like not a goddamn one of you was going to come and see me on any of these shows. So what am I apologizing to you for? None of you bought any fucking tickets. Nah, a couple of you did. And I do appreciate that. And I am sorry. It was 2 whole weeks of shows. The Party Angel tour it got off to a really hot start. Man, that March run of shows was very tight. And then a nice little weekend in May. Beginning of May. And then the wheels really came off, huh? Kind of sucks. This was like a 20 was it like 27 or 28 city tour, and it's gonna end up being like about half of those I actually performed in. So my tour poster is really, really inaccurate at this point. But I'm gonna sell the many I have. No, I'm just gonna give away the many I have left. And I have many left. I just bought more. I just bought better quality ones to do this 2-week run of shows. I was frustrated with the quality of my tour posters. So I got new ones, and then 9 shows in a row got canceled. So to give you an update on that, here's what happened. Some of you may have seen I posted on my social medias that these shows got canceled. People didn't know if it was a joke or not. Yeah, it was a real thing. I just didn't know how to address it really. So I just did a sarcastic post saying that I sold too many tickets. So some people reached out and were like, did you really cancel all these shows? And I was like, yeah. Because I sold hardly any tickets at all. But it really started, if you remember the beginning of this month, Des Moines canceled on my ass when I had 48 tickets sold. And that pissed me off. And that was a Funny Bone. And these Funny Bone comedy clubs, they'll cancel a show on you if there's not a lot of tickets sold. Anything under 100, they reserve the right 2 days in advance to cancel the show. So that's what happened in Des Moines. And then, so the next one that got canceled was the Funny Bone in Cincinnati. That was the first one on this 2-week run of shows that canceled. But that one had 5 tickets sold. So that I totally understand. That I'm not mad at the Funny Bone in Cincinnati for that. Definitely got to cancel a show on what was it? That was going to be a Thursday night. Yeah, 5 tickets sold. Nah. So that's okay. So that show got canceled. It's this 2-week run here, okay? So that was that would have been the second show of this run. Starting on one Wednesday and going all the way to the next Thursday. This little run. So the second show goes down. Show 2 of this run goes down. Huh. Okay, bummer. And I'll tell you this, show 3, Cambridge, Ohio. Man, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing performing in these towns, dude. Your guess is as good as mine. People say, what are you performing in Cambridge, Ohio for? I say, I don't fucking know, dude. Some of these shows, they just come up, okay? Some of these towns, Cambridge, Ohio, this place, a brewery. Got this one through my agent, Stu. And I reached out to them because I was like directly on Instagram, and I go, hey, do you guys like have any other comics opening? They go, we're a very rural town. We don't know any comics. I ended up finding some guy to open for me, just to have another comic on the show. That's not just me. But I had to make the Eventbrite myself, and so I had eyes on the ticket sales for Cambridge, Ohio for this whole time. Since it was announced months ago, I've had eyes on the ticket sales. And let me tell you, the ticket sales there was 0 of them. And I had eyes on it the whole time. And it was 0 the whole time. And then, so, Cincinnati canceled. And I thought, well, the night after that I have 0 tickets sold. So, yikes, man. Maybe I could move that show number 1 that has, at this point, 12 tickets sold. Or maybe I just have to cancel that one, too. And then, lo and behold, the booker of show number 4, Pittsburgh, which was going to be like 2 shows in one night. We had high hopes. He reached out, and he's like the same day, he reached out to me. And he was like, dude, shit, not a lot of tickets sold. I think we got like 9 total between the 2 shows. So he's like, I'm thinking we definitely don't need to do 2 shows. We can do 1 show. Or maybe the bar will want to cancel. And I was like, definitely 1 show. Definitely not 2 shows. But 0 shows is also fine, because honestly, dude, these other shows are all dropping. So, like, I might just not do this week. And it's fine. I can just do like a 1-week trip. I'll do all the next week's shows. And it'll be a abbreviated trip, and that's fine. And he goes, yeah, he ends up like the next day being like, yeah, we'll cancel that. So now, sheesh, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday have all been canceled. And poor Owensboro, Kentucky, that was going to kick off this tour. Man, Owensboro didn't do anything wrong. They sold 19 tickets on a Wednesday night in Owensboro, Kentucky. It ain't their fault. That was going to be a fun show. I had friends coming from Evansville, Indiana. Yeah, I have friends in Evansville, Indiana. What, you don't? They were going to come. The same comics that opened for me in Evansville, Indiana, I was going to have them come open for me in Owensboro. And by all accounts, there's going to be at least 19 people there. So probably, like, people get tickets late. That's just how it be. So it's probably going to be like 30 people. That would have been like a fun little show. And I would have gotten 100% of the door, I think. So I would have been fine. I would have made a little money. But I had to hit them up and go, listen, man, 3 shows after you canceled. I can't go to Owensboro and then have 3 days of nothing to do. I gotta just cancel this show. Said I'm gonna start in Philly. I'll just do it next week. I'll start in Philly and I'll go to Virginia. But Virginia, let me tell you folks, 2 funny bones. And we know how funny bones operate, don't we? Say it with me. They reserve the right to cancel the show if there's less than 100 tickets sold 2 days in advance with nothing owed to the performer. That is my Pledge of Allegiance. And we know that, oh boy, tickets can't be great. It's fucking the middle of the week in Virginia. Yeah, I comped my Auntie Jan. Yeah, I had 2 comps that were going to come to Virginia Beach. Those don't count as sales. Though there would have been 2 lovely, good, laughing audience members, I'm sure. So I check in with Stu. I go, Stu, what's the deal with next week? Because here's what I know about these shows for week 2. Starts in Philly. They reached out about a month ago and said, hey, not a month, like 2 weeks ago, and they said, hey, we have 3 tickets sold, so let's try to up the promotion. And I did. I upped the promotion, and then didn't hear from them for a while. That's all I know about that show, is that I had 3 tickets sold like a couple weeks ago. They had to reach out because the tickets were so unusually low. Then I get Monday off. Oh, I get a lovely Monday I got from Philly to Leesburg, Virginia. I can do whatever I want. Whatever's around there. It's like the D.C. area, kind of. Go through Baltimore. So tickets weren't looking great for that one. And then I have a Wednesday and a Thursday at Funny Bone Comedy Clubs in Richmond and Virginia Beach. So I hit up my agent. I go, how are the ticket sales? We might just need to cancel this whole run. And he checked on the ticket sales. And you guessed it, they were pretty bad. About 13 and 18, I think, in like the two Virginia ones. 6 in Leesburg. And I never did find out how many we sold in Philly. I bet Philly would have been fine. There were people that I knew were gonna come that hadn't bought tickets yet. I bet Philly, and they weren't canceling on me. Cheers to you, Philadelphia Punchline. They're a cool club. They actually plugged this podcast when they were promoting the show. They're like, "He has a podcast." I was like, "Philly Punchline, you guys are crazy. No one promotes Laser Show." So if any of you are listening, because maybe you found me through the Philadelphia Punchlines Twitter. Hey, welcome to Laser Show. It's a hoot. It's one of the top podcasts of our generation. So anyway, those are why I had to cancel all those shows. And I'm sorry if you were any of those ticket buyers. But then it really worked out. I had to stay in LA, where I live. And actually, you're not going to believe this. I booked a commercial. A Quaker Oats, like a rice cakes commercial. And I thought to myself, well, that really fucking worked out. I was pretty bummed all these shows got canceled. You know, it's a bit discouraging and demoralizing, but I'm like, it's fine. That was just a little, money-wise, it kind of stinks. But it's okay. I don't mind staying in LA. LA friggin' rules. But then I booked a commercial, and I thought, oh, hell yeah. It really worked out. I wouldn't have been able to do this commercial if I were on the road. And so I booked this Quaker Oats commercial, rice cakes. And I'm just eating like a rice cake in the commercial. And then they call me. I booked the commercial, and they call me, and they said, hey, you need to send us a bunch of selfies because we're going to start working on the cheese sculpture of your head. I said, the what? You're making a cheese sculpture of my head? Because that was not part of the audition at all. In the audition, I'm just eating a rice cake. And actually, I have to. And there's a couple lines, but then at the end, like while you're saying the lines, like in the commercial, you are like eating the rice cake. You're like, oh, this is good. But in the audition, they make you just mime it. Just mime eating the rice cake. So you're not actually eating the rice cake while you're saying your lines. Then at the end, they make you just eat the whole rice cake separately. They want to see you eat the rice cake separately from saying your lines. But in the commercial, hey, you're going to have to like talk while there's a rice cake in your mouth, man. You're going to want to see that. So from the jump, I thought these people don't know what the hell they're doing. But anyway, then they call and they say they're making a cheese sculpture of my head. I thought, that's awesome. Cool. Now I'm going to be in this commercial. It's a national commercial. And which would pay a lot, if it ran. And they're making like a cheese sculpture of my head. That's going to be so cool. And I get to keep the cheese sculpture. And as I told you guys, it's Greg's birthday tomorrow. So I was going to bring the cheese sculpture. It would right now have been 2 days old. But guess what? I booked the commercial. I go and I do the whole fitting for the commercial. A whole hour and 46 minutes I was there. A whole wardrobe girl who was really cute. And I was really looking forward to seeing her again on the shoot because she was really cute. I do that whole thing, that whole charade. And I go home feeling good. They say, hey, we'll hit you up tomorrow and we'll let you know times and, shoot times and all that. And I said, all right, thank you guys. Thank you. I leave the casting, the wardrobe studio, whatever it is. And then I go home, and then that night, 8, 9 o'clock, get an email from my commercial agent. They just say, hey, so sorry, bad news. We have to cancel your booking. I thought, what the hell? What did I do? And he said, no reason given to casting. No reason given to casting. So I don't know if the whole commercial got axed or if I got taken off of the commercial. I was like, oh shit, I wonder if that's my first thought. I was like, did I do something wrong? Am I being canceled? Did they find something on my Instagram that they were offended by? And then you know what I thought? Maybe they heard my slander of the Mormons. Maybe they heard the Mormon episode of Laser Show. And Quakers are Mormons. Quakers are Mormons. Quakers are Mormons. I would say. So maybe that's what really pushed Quaker over the edge. Now I am interested though. I'm gonna Google Quakers' religion. I wonder what they are. What is a Quaker? Quakers, also known as the Religious Society of Friends. Huh. They're no friends of mine. Oh, they're Protestant. All right. Well, there you have it. Quakers are Protestant. Ipso facto, I am now anti-Protestant. I didn't know that's how this week was going to end. With me being anti-Protestant, I'm vehemently anti-Mormon, as you know. And go ahead and add Protestants to that list. Not all Protestants, I guess just the Quaker ones. Nah, I'll say all Protestants. You know what? All Protestants. We're like prostates. I'm a good Catholic boy, so yeah, we're fighting the good fight against the Protestants all the time, aren't we? Aren't we, fellow Catholics? Catholics! Anyway, but then I had to sign a whole new contract. Even though I wasn't in the commercial anymore, it was a new contract that said, I am not in this commercial anymore. And I had to sign the blank. I, Ryan O'Flanagan, acknowledge that I'm not in this commercial anymore. Signed and dated. I had to do one of those. No, that's not what it said. It was like a whole bunch of stuff. But in the contract, the new contract thing, it said, did not, all caps, it said, did not film in the commercial notes. So I don't know if that means I did not film or if the whole commercial did not film. I hope that it means the whole commercial did not film. And maybe they'll bring it, maybe they'll shoot it another time or something when they get enough. Oh, by the way, when I was at the wardrobe, the director comes over, who I know, which is the only reason I booked the commercial anyway, so it doesn't matter. He comes over and I go, dude, I didn't know they were making a cheese sculpture of my head. And he goes, yeah, that got scrapped. So I was like, oh no. I'm kind of bummed. Now it's just a regular, so it's just going to be me eating a rice cake. Which I've proven that I can do. Better than anyone else. So it's just going to be me eating a goddamn rice cake. And then I do the whole fitting, and then that night it gets canceled. So things were already I don't know. Maybe things were just kind of a little bit in flux. All my clothes were not really fitting at the wardrobe fitting, and they were getting a little upset with me. Everything was a little too big, and I don't think I've lost that much weight. I did a juice cleanse a month ago, but I don't know why all these shirts were just not fitting me, and then they were getting frustrated, and then the head guy, gay guy, he says to the girl I love, who I'm in love with, all these shirts I'm a medium. You guys know, hey, if you listen to this podcast, you know I'm a medium shirt. You've seen the shirt. You've seen the shirts I've been getting. Thank you again, Caitlin. Good medium shirt. Fits me great. Thank you, Gravity Box Brewing. Medium shirt fits me so good. All these medium shirts they're putting on me aren't looking good. There's too big. And then this gay guy, he has the nerve to say to the love of my life, he goes to her, yeah, who would be a small if it wasn't for these shoulders? You're saying I'm all shoulders there, bud? You don't think the rest of my torso, height-wise, is a medium? You don't think all of my clothes are medium? All of my shirts are medium, and a lot of them are too small. Sometimes I'm a large. Sometimes I fit into a large easily. I have shirts that I wear sometimes that are just a size large. This fucking guy says the love of my life, he would be a medium if it wasn't for these shoulders. And I just said, these damn shoulders. My shoulders aren't that big. They're not that much bigger than the rest of my torso. It's a nice little shoulder compliment, but I didn't like it because he said I would be a small if it wasn't for these shoulders. No, I wouldn't. I'm 5'9.5". That's not a small. That's not a small height of a shirt. I have a medium-sized torso. A men's small would be like a 5'6" man. But it is short king season, and shout out to my short kings. Bryce Young, money in the bank. If you want a little fantasy tip, Bryce Young this year, money in the bank. Carolina Panthers over number of wins, whatever it's going to be set at, which I imagine is 4.5. Hammer it over. Believe me. I need y'all to have faith. It's short king season, and Bryce Young is going to win comeback player of the year this year. Can you do that? No, I guess you can't do that if you're just a shitty rookie, and then you're just not shitty anymore. That ain't no comeback. That just happens to rookies. Anyway, guys, I just watched this video of these delivery robots, the food delivery robots. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, get a life. These tourists taking their phones out, taking video. Look at this delivery robot. And I always say to them, "What? You haven't seen a robot yet? You haven't seen these before?" I always make sure to tell them that they're being ridiculous. But I was watching a video on how they work, and where do they start? Where do they go? Where do they come from? Where do they come from? Where do they go? Who operates them? Are they fully autonomous? Turns out they're mostly autonomous, but they have a guy who can control them remotely if they get stuck or something like that. But in the trial phase, they were all being operated by people. But that was like 7 years ago. I watched a video from 7 years ago that were like, we're still operating them manually, but soon they will be autonomous. And guess what? Soon came. But anyway, I was watching a video about them, and I realized I've never had one delivered to my apartment. I never had the delivery robot. And I thought to myself, well, I wonder why that is. I've never ordered something that was close enough that they could do a robot. And then I thought to myself, a crazy thought, a pretty crazy realization. I have never had, or at least I can't remember a time, but I'm pretty sure I have never had food delivered to my apartment when I was just by myself. I've been racking my brain before recording this podcast, trying to think of a time. I order food all the time when my friends are over. We'll order a pizza. Sometimes we'll order bao. But I've never ordered food to be delivered to me that I was just eating alone. Which is, I think it's mostly because I'm just like cheap. And I'd rather just like go walk to a place nearby. And there's a bunch of cool walking stuff in my neighborhood. Walkable things. So I'd rather just like walk and then just save the money. I'm just like a cheap guy. It's not about health. Oh my gosh, you should see what's in my stomach right now. It's a big wad of chocolate. I got this big jar of cinnamon honey from the Renaissance Fair. Also, I went to the Renaissance Fair this past weekend. Highly recommend taking a party bus to the Renaissance Fair. But they have this little tent that was selling honey, and it was called Holy Honey. And I thought it was like, holy honey, holy Snopes. They were giving out free samples of the honey. I took some of the samples of the honey. The cinnamon honey was the best honey. It was on my way out of this park after a long day. And I thought, give me a jar of that cinnamon honey. So I got a jar of the cinnamon honey. It was exactly $20 from Holy Honey. And I didn't realize till I got on the bus and was looking at the Holy Honey jar that it was like it was like a religious thing. It was honey from the church, Bible honey. And there's a whole story about the Bible on the back of the You know what? Let me read it to you guys. Let me go grab my Holy Honey. I have a fully mobile podcast set. It's just my laptop, and it's just a microphone that's plugged into my laptop. So here, you guys can hear the sound of like my cabinets. Here's me like opening my cabinet, opening and closing my cabinet. So now you guys are like in the kitchen. Okay, so it's called Holy Honey, a blessing in every jar. Creamy cinnamon. Honey is frequently mentioned in the Bible. It was referred to as a wholesome food, a helpful medicine, an ingredient of delicious drinks, an appropriate gift, and valued possession. That was way too much. They didn't need to say all of that. That was so stupid. It's mentioned in the Bible as a valued possession and an appropriate gift. This is a fact you need to know about honey, is that it is mentioned in the Bible as an appropriate gift. Yeah, I don't need to know that. Anyway, appropriate gift and a valued possession. No wonder the psalmist David used it to describe God's word. And then they give you the psalm verse. John the Baptist survived on it. Matthew verse in parentheses. It was also the first food Jesus ate after his resurrection. And then a Luke verse. If it's good enough for him, it's good enough for us. I do remember that when Jesus came out of that rocky tomb. What did he emerge from? A rocky tomb? He moved a big rock, came out of some sort of a cave, rocky tomb. I imagine Jesus like moving a big rock. Like 127 hours sized rock, but he can just like move it easily because he's Jesus. That's what I've always imagined, that he comes out of this cave and it was 3 days later. You know, I never really thought about it. I never thought about how Jesus rose, and I never thought about how I have never ordered food. Oh my God, dude, this fucking smoke alarm. We got new smoke detectors in our building. The owner of this building is just doing too much. She's just doing so much. She's an 81-year-old woman who I love, sweetest woman in the world. But there's problems that you just don't really need fixing, and they're just coming into my apartment all the time. We gotta paint the insides of the black bars that are outside your window because I'm on the first floor. They gotta paint those black because they're getting rusty. I'm like, no, you don't need to paint those. No, you don't need to paint those. Dude, she literally comes in the other day and had to put a screen on my window that physically doesn't open. It's like cocked shut. I have this window. So she's like, we gotta put a screen on that window. And I'm like, why do you need to put a screen on it? That it doesn't open. And she's like, yeah, but the inspector's coming tomorrow, and there's got to be like screens on all the windows. And I'm like, but it doesn't open. It's like you're putting a screen on a wall. You're just hindering my view out my nice window. She goes, we got to put it in. But because it's a caulked window, this screen that she got doesn't fit in the window. So she's like, do you have a hammer? And she doesn't talk like that. She's super Asian, but I'm not going to do that voice. Maybe I would. She goes, do you have a hammer? I said, yes, let me go get a hammer. And I come back and we have to hammer the fucking screen into the densely caulked window crevice area. It does not fit. And the top is like bulging out. And she's like, we got to just we got to just make it look like there's a screen in your window for the inspector. And so then I put some of my shade down. It's like you can't see the top. So it looks like there's a screen in my window. And it's useless. The window doesn't open. But then the inspector came, and she was, oh my God, she's such a bad little liar. Oh my God. She came in with the inspector. And we did like a high five after we like hit this window in. And I was like, teamwork. Now get the hell out of my apartment. Why do you need why are you hammering this? Screen it to my window. I don't need this. But we high fived about it. And then she brings the inspector in then 2 days later to see that I have screens. And we walk in. He's checking everything. He's checking the new smoke detectors is what he's checking. But then he also, I guess, is checking for fucking screens. She comes in with him, and I go, yeah, come on in. And she goes, yes, look, there's a screen in the window, see? She just pointed it out immediately. She goes, look, we put a screen in the window. Anyway, But we got new smoke detectors, and one of them in the hallway has been beeping the whole time since we got these new smoke detectors, which has been just been since I think a week ago. Solid week. Beeping. Beeping. Did you hear it? Man, probably not. They have a very good quality microphone that does not pick up sound that's all the way down at the end of the hall. But believe me, it's freaking loud. What other things do I have to talk about? My toe's still broken. I've done nothing to fix it. And I guess they gave me like a little sandal, but it leaves my toe exposed, so that seems less safe to wear like out. But I do wear it sometimes around my apartment, but I'm like, what is the point of this, really? What is the point of this? It's just a hard sandal. It's not like a boot. So I don't know. It's not really getting better. I guess I'll Google that. I'm going to finish watching these robot deliveries videos, and then I might look up broken toe won't heal. Oh my God, did anyone get sick as all hell recently? Oh, I've been talking to a lot of people out here, and I'm on the West Coast, Best Coast, LA, California, forever, 213-323-818. And a lot of people out here are getting very sick, extremely sick. I've talked to multiple people that saw my buddy Graham just today in the gym, and he saw me 2 weeks ago when I was peak sickness, and I was like, dude, I can't. That was May 8th. Anyway, but he was very sick. A lot of people getting very sick. Hey, let me know in the comments if you've been getting very sick. Let me know that you made it to the Elk. I suppose that's about as. I'm still drinking right now. I'm still drinking. It's called Throat Coat. It's fucking cold now. It was hot tea, and then I just started yapping for too long, huh? And Renaissance Fair, yeah. Very cool. They joust. I did not know they did like actual jousts. That's something I could see myself doing in the future, being like working at a Renaissance Fair. I just want to be at the Renaissance Fair though. I don't want to like be in character. I could be one of those. I could be like I don't know. Maybe a mime. Maybe I'll be a mime. That way I could just like, you don't have to talk like a Renaissance person all day. What a drag that has to be. What an absolute drag. But I love the vibe of it. I love how much hay there is. Oh, there's so much hay. It smells great. There's real horses. You don't see them till the joust. They're really preparing for the joust. And, you know what I really got to do? I really got to plug my June shows that are coming up. Please, if you're in California, if you know anyone in California, let them know, because I got to make a little bit of money. And I hope these shows don't get canceled. If they do, it would really suck. It would really suck. But I have quite a bit more confidence in these shows. California run. Please come out. Santa Cruz, Santa Rosa, Groveland, Tracy, Alameda, and Grass Valley. Grass Valley is out near Reno. Grass Valley is like an hour from Reno. So I know a lot of you are Reno people. Come to the Grass Valley show, dude. It's free. It's a free show. It's a Sunday night. It's Father's Day. Alameda Comedy Club. That'll be. Oh my God. The owner just reached out and asked if I wanted to do a show during the daytime on Saturday, because I'm there all weekend, on an aircraft carrier. That just happened to me the other day too. I could not think of. I was like, airplane hangar, airplane carrier, aircraft enforcer, airplane ship, aircraft clipper ship. It is an aircraft carrier called the USS. What the fuck was it? Hornet. Isn't that cool? I said yes. I'll do a 20-minute clean set aboard this airplane clipper. So come to any of those shows. Santa Cruz, I'm not worried about. I know the booker did it last year. Was really fun. Santa Rosa, know the booker did it last year. It'll be fun. Then I don't know what the hell is gonna go. I don't know what's gonna happen. Groveland has 2 tickets sold currently. That ain't good. If you know anyone in Groveland, let's fucking pack out this Groveland show. It's a straight door deal. Right now, I would walk away with $40. No hotel, so negative $140. So tell people to come out to Groveland. So please, let's end the Party Angel Tour 2024 on a high note. I want to see you out there. I got new merch. Oh, dude, I got new merch. I got tote bags that I'm selling on the road, and they're cheaper than if you get them online, but they are also online. And I got stickers that you can only get on the road. I want to have a little thing that you can only get on the road. Gotta come see me live. Like it'll really incentivize people to come see me. Jeez, get real. Jeez Louise. Not gonna happen. But coming out to those shows, you never know what you're going to find. It's going to be a sticker. I have stickers that are pretty cool. They're holographic. And so please do tell a friend. I'm going to have lots of koozies. And I have a lot of tour posters. And I just got 50 brand spanking new, like good quality ones that are like thick. I was bummed out about the thinness of the other ones. So I got 50 new thick ones and then 9 shows in a row canceled. So I got, how many shows do I got left on this tour? How many shows do I have left on this tour? Santa Cruz, Santa Rosa, Groveland, Tracy, Alameda, Grass Valley. So 9 shows, including the 4 shows over the weekend, which I believe is 4 shows. I think so. 2 on Friday, 2 Saturday. Oh, man. We'll see. It would be really cool if like those shows went great. It would really help. It would really help me emotionally if lots of people came and they were just like fun ass shows. And I trust California. California knows how to party. West Coast, Best Coast, Cali till I die. I know y'all gonna come out. Even those two people in Groveland, they're gonna be amidst a sea of 100, and I'm gonna go, who were those 2 who bought tickets a month ago? I'll find them, and I'm gonna give them a kiss right on their beautiful tight asses. But I got a bunch of new merch that's online too. If you go to RyanO'Flanagan.com, bunch of new merch, funny t-shirts you can get, really funny t-shirts. You can get a Dr. Sandwich notepad. You can get a bombed in the group chat hoodie. A hoodie. I do have Are You Joking My Ass t-shirts, but not stickers. Just deal with it, bitch. So that's, I guess, all the updates. That's episode 23. Episode 24, I'm probably gonna have some hot tales from the road, dude. Or who knows? Maybe some crazy shit will go down at Greg's birthday tomorrow. Maybe I'll talk about that. I don't know. Maybe there'll be some heavy drama. But probably I'll check in after Father's Day. Hey, everybody have a really good Father's Day. And have a good Memorial Day. Have a good Memorial Day. Have a good Father's Day. And that's all that I can think of holiday-wise in between. Y'all take care. Hey, pump up the volume, pump up the volume, pump up the volume. Dance, dance.
Pump up the volume, pump up the volume, pump up the volume, dance, dance.
Brio, brio, ya. Brio, brio, ya.